Okay, there we go. Hi, friends. I know it just takes a while for like the live to like actually start on my end because I am smart, guys. I am smart today. You know why? Because I have my iPad that is very old and very ancient, but it works. It will work. It'll do its job. It'll have to stay plugged in, but it will do its job. And I have that off to the side so I can watch the live stream, like, and not to watch the live stream, but so I can see all the comments. So that's very good because I like to see the comments, and it's much easier to do it on there than it is to look on my phone screen because I can see the screen, but it's just annoying. So today we have this, and I know it doesn't really fit on camera, so I'll tilt it to the side, but we have this Grateful For You stamp set from Alex Syberia, and I absolutely love this stamp set. Hi, Michelle. I've used this stamp set a ton. I think they did send this to me for a guest design I did like early in the year. At this point, I don't remember because at this point, who remembers last week? So, hi, Carol. So, yeah, basically, I believe they did send this to me. Obviously, it wasn't for this video. It was for the guest design, but I do have to say that. So, yes. But today, we're going to be using this. There's also a coordinating stencil with it, and then a die set that also comes with it. Oh, not comes with it, but goes with it. And we're going to be using these today. Hi, Caitlin. I did link them down in the description box. Those are not affiliate links. I don't have affiliate links, so if you buy it, great. If you don't, I'm not missing out on a commission, so it's fine. But yeah, so we're gonna be using these today. And also, I love the fact that I forgot I cut a ton of card fronts. Not this, obviously this isn't a card front, but I cut a ton, so my draw's full and I don't have to keep cutting them, so great. So we are going to start off by stamping out the big floral. And I don't, here, let me see if this will fit on a card front, because I don't want to use that. I, like, forget every time if it does, and I think it, I don't remember. Does it? Yeah, that should fit fine, I think. Yeah, we should be good there. Okay, so we can just use a card front. And let me grab my Misty. I was like, is there going to be anything in my Misty? I haven't used it in a while, so I was, like, kind of forgetting if I left anything in there. But luckily I did not. So, there we go. This week has just been a whirlwind with my embossing powder release. It has just been a little kooky crazy. And ooh, that was loud. So yeah, this week's just been a little kooky crazy, and I'm probably not going to have a video on Sunday. So I do apologize for that, but I did have 2 videos this week, and this is my second time going live. So I think 2 videos and 2 lives makes up for not having a regular video on Sunday, right? I think so. So how's everyone's night? Are you crafting with me? Are you crafting vicariously through me? Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, it's been so much fun. And thank you to Michelle and Caitlin for guest designing. They made some awesome cards if you haven't checked them out. And also, make sure you check out Instagram as well as the Hop YouTube video that posted earlier today because there's a giveaway. So if you, I believe you have to, I honestly don't know the exact rules, which is bad because it's my thing. But I believe you just comment on every stop. And I think on some of the stops, there's a secret hidden message that I honestly did not know about when the hop started. Then I was like, oh, great, there's that. So, yeah. Yes, Carol, I'm so happy we've that got figured out for you. Carol was going through, like, hell in a handbasket to try to get the powders. It was, like, not working. But we got them for her. I mean, dishes are obviously, like, right next to card making for fun. Like, who doesn't want to wash dishes right now? Obviously, you're going to have so much fun. You might even have more fun than me. You went to Dollar Tree. I know you told me you were going to do that, so happy you did. The real question is, did you get any craft supplies at Dollar Tree? Ooh, that wasn't supposed to do that. Because if you got craft supplies at Dollar Tree, then, like, the whole experience is elevated, right? Also, I'm going in with Memento Black Tuxedo ink here. I forgot to say that. That's what I'm doing. Of course, yeah. It was no problem at all. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off the excess ink first because that's a little. And you know what? So it was a success. You got craft supplies and you got a photo prop. So, like, Bam. Win. Win-win. I'm gonna leave the stamp in the Misty because I'm probably gonna go in after I do all the stenciling and stuff with some VersaFine Clair just to like darken it up and make it more bold, especially after I ink blend. But I don't want to do that right now because it will take forever to dry and we're gonna ink blend over it, so not the best idea. So that's why we're gonna wait. Okay. So now we are going to grab this stencil. Ooh, I just ripped through the packaging. Oops. Let me ungrab the stencil. Now we can re-grab this. Okay. So the way this works is like I think you have to do it a couple of times if I'm remembering correctly. Like this one will be for this. Hold on. I'm cooking. Let me cook, people. Let me cook. I do this every time. Oh, it's backwards. Oops. There we go. I figured it out. See, it wasn't that hard. I'm just not... Yeah, anyways. So, like, yeah, you line that big flower up, and then you line these flowers up, like that. And then I think, like, most of the leaves are one piece, but then there are a couple... So, yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. Well, we're getting to it right now, but we'll do... I should just stop talking. It should be an ASMR live. So I'm just pulling out my stamp wheel here to use the sticky mat. And we're going to plop that in. And actually, you know what? I need to take this out because if I don't, like, it will overhang too much and, like, get not stuck on the sides, but hit the sides and then the stencil won't lay flat. So it's just the better idea to take the sticky mat out of the stamp wheel. Okay, let me try to center this for you all. Yeah, good enough. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll do the job. Okay. So what colors do we think we should do? I was thinking maybe like, I feel like I've done orange every time I've used this stencil. So I was going to say, maybe orange, but you know, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I feel like orange would look nice, so. Keatlin says purple. Okay, let me... Oh, I just need to grab some scrap cardstock because the edges on this, like, it's very easy to blend where you don't want to blend. So, Michelle... So, ink colors, Michelle. I'm like, what colors? Aurora Borealis. Yeah. Okay. These are like just scrap pieces. I'll just rip one in half and that will maybe be enough. I'm not going to tape these, so whatever happens, happens. Okay, I am going to do... I'm just like thinking in my head. We're going to go with... I'm going to do yellow. I'm sorry if I'm disappointing many people. I know majority did not rule there, but you know what? This isn't a democracy. I think, you know what? We could do like purple in the background, maybe. Maybe that will be our... I don't know if we will, but maybe. Just like saying stuff, we might follow through, we might not, we shall see. Okay. So I have some limoncello ink here from Catherine Pooler, and we are just gonna go in here and dab a little off and do some like really light ink blending and have it fade in from the bottom and get darker as it goes to the top. It's a Brennanocracy. Brennan controls everything. Okay, there it has... I should just really like tape these down, but whatever. Yeah, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think they might be coming back in soon. I think he said that a bunch of times, but don't quote me. Quote Simon, not me. I think this leaf is just about, not leaf. That's not a leaf, people. I think this flower is just about done. That ain't a leaf. I don't know why I said leaf. I think I might just be losing it. Like, maybe it's time to retire. I'm joking. But, like, I'm a little kooky. Kooky crazy. Okay. Let's line this up the best we can. Okay, I think that is... Oh my lord. Okay. We're gonna call that good right there. Okay. So now this one's gonna be harder because I wish do I have a small yellow brush? Oh, I do. Hold on. Pre-K pause. Pre-K pause. Okay. I forgot I have these. Okay. We're gonna go in with still limoncello, but with my little tiny blending tool. That way we can get into the smaller areas and not mess it all up. We love that for us. Ooh, we love that. Yes, work on your Christmas cards. Caitlin, did you hear? People are working on Christmas cards. I know it's a shocking idea. Caitlin's gonna hurt. I don't think Caitlin's gonna like that, but Caitlin thinks it's too early for Christmas. I think for like until like December 24th, and then she's okay to celebrate Christmas. But until then, it's spooky season for her. For me, Christmas cards all year. And yet you made a Christmas card with dried lavender. I loved it. And I just had to highlight it in the video because I was like, oh my gosh, hell is freezing over. She made a Christmas card. Also, if you haven't already, guys, could you make sure to like the live stream? It was Christmas. It was Christmas. It said peace and joy on it. It was Christmas. So yeah, if you haven't already, could you like the live stream just because it helps to push it out to more people? And like, who doesn't want to watch this mess of a live stream? I'm just going back in here with the bigger brush because this flower's bigger. So, yeah. Hello! Hi, Brian. And we love that, Michelle, making Christmas gifts already. I used to like go crazy and start buying Christmas gifts in like July. I've kind of toned it down a little, but I've always loved Christmas. But see, Halloween, I like, for whatever reason, have never really loved, especially trick-or-treating. When I was younger, I like, it wasn't, I mean, I did it, but I stopped when I was probably like 9 or 10 because I would rather like either A, hand out the candy, or B, just not do anything at all because it just wasn't like my favorite holiday. I did always like making goodie bags to give out because we used to get like 20 before COVID was our max we hit people. And then, yeah, no one, we got like 3 people last year, if that. I know, everyone, just give them cards and they'll be happy, Michelle. It'll be fine. Okay, so we are just cleaning off our stencil here of that yellow ink because now we're gonna go into the leaves. Let me figure out what color I want to do. Green. We're gonna do green for the leaves. I'm not going crazy. I'm just like, I meant like what ink pad color. I think we will do Lime Ricky from Catherine Hurley. No, from Catherine Pooler. I can't speak. Yeah, that does make sense, Michelle, with your chocolate allergy. Not liking Halloween that much. Okay, so all the leaves are almost one big piece, but then there's just one little tiny part we have to do after we do all of them. That's also a leaf. Yeah, I make a couple of Halloween cards. I mean, we made a couple on live, I think like 2 weeks ago, or was that last week? That was last week. Hello, hi Lisa. Okay, I have to ask, is it Lisa like Lisa, or is it pronounced different? Because I don't want to mess that up. So I'm sorry if I did mess it up. Because when it's typing, it's just when it's typing, it doesn't really matter if I'm getting pronunciation wrong. But I'm obviously speaking and saying hi, so I want to make sure it's right. Sorry. Okay, so we have our lime murky ink here, and we are just going to go in. We're going to do something similar. Oh, so this is so I don't have it in the packaging right now, but it is the Grateful for You stamp set from Alex Syberia. It's linked in the description. It's not an affiliate link, so I'm not making any money if you buy it. So if you buy it, great. If you don't, whatever. But yeah. So we are going to go in here and just do a light blend from the bottom and fade up to the top with this main stem here. We'll hit the leaves as we go along the way. I'll just darken that up slightly more. And there we go. So now for these leaves up here, we're going to do something similar. We're just going to have the edge that's closest to the flower be the darkest and fade it out to almost white. Not quite white, but almost. Just a much lighter green. That just gives dimension to our ink blending. And now we'll come up here and do the same thing. Also, can we talk about how great the Wi-Fi booster is? Like, the fact that my live streams used to be like, it wasn't great. But now, it actually looks decent, like a regular video. We love that, so we must all praise the Wi-Fi booster. Thank you, Wi-Fi booster, for saving lives. Because without it, I would not be doing these. Okay, now we just have to do these top ones, and then we're almost done. There's like down here, there's like one tiny there's one leaf like right there that doesn't get hit on the stencil because it wouldn't have worked well. It would have been like too flimsy in that area, so yeah. Okay, so almost every leaf is done, except for that one little tiny one. I bet you there's probably a ton of people who like use this and then forget about that one. Yeah, well, so here's the thing. I'm just like stealing it every time I need to go live. I'm bringing it back after. So like it just keeps going up and down from the kitchen to my craft room. But maybe we'll eventually get another one, who knows. And now we're just doing that tiny little leaf. And bam. I love this stamp set and stencil and die and everything. I just love this large floral. Yanny Laurel, okay. So now we're just also gonna wipe this stencil off again because you know what? We're gonna clean as we go tonight because that's great, as we should. We don't always, but we always should. And we're gonna do something even crazier. This concept, it really is, Carol. This concept has never been seen before. I don't know if it will ever happen again. We're actually gonna put the stencil back in its packaging. Because when do I do this? Actually, I did this when I used the Tim Holtz Halloween stuff, so never mind. I was trying to put it back in the package. So that took too long. That was like 5 hours. Okay. So we can peel this back. And, okay, hold on. Bam. So now we're just gonna put our sticky mat, which I really need to wash. It's like barely sticky anymore. It worked today, which was good though. We're also gonna put this away. So I think we can... I don't want to die cut this out yet. Oh, right. Stamp it. Stamp it, stamp it, stamp it. Because I want it to go VersaFine. VersaFine. I forget if it's VersaFine or whatever the other one is. Versamark. I always mix up VersaFine and Versamark. It's bad. So we are going to go in here with some VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink. And we're just going to re-ink this up. The reason we're doing this is because this is a much like bolder black and darker black. And especially since we ink blended over some of the areas, it's not as like truly dark as it should be, or as we want it to be. So we're just gonna make sure that's up in that corner, and we'll restamp it. And yeah, this is a really nice set. I just absolutely love it. And there we go. So now it's much more dark and vibrant and perfect. Exactly what we were going for. Okie dokie. Did I just say okie dokie? Oh my gosh, okay. So now, like I said, we're not going to die cut this out because we're probably going to die cut out a sentiment later. So I don't want to do that yet because like, there's no reason to like pull out the dies, put them away, and then do it again, blah, 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 blah. So toss that to the side. Now what we're going to do is we are going to work on the background. So since you all were begging, even crying, I think I heard from Caitlin, she was like, purple. No, I'm joking. Sorry, Caitlin, you're just... Caitlin's going to be like done with me by the end of this live. She's like, we're done. We're not friends anymore. But we are going to take this. Yes, thank you, Brian. Yes, make sure to give the live a thumbs up. So I have a card front here, and I want to give it a good deckled edge, because who doesn't love a deckled edge? So I am just pulling out my Tim Holtz deckled edge trimmer. We did this on my live. I just keep saying it, the Tim Holtz one. We did everything on that live. What didn't we do? So we're going to do it again. Basically, this deckled edge trimmer, it gives it a deckled edge, which if you don't know, it's like almost a ripped edge. It will be better to show you after I do it. So we're going to take 1/4 inch off of each side. And this is a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch panel. So it will be 3.75 by 5 after it's done. So just to show you, it gives it that like rough edge, and that's the deckled edge. Also, apologies if this is loud because it's loud for me. I don't know how it's picking up on there. Okay. Now just, ooh. Sorry, I'm not using the regular trimmer as the deckled edge trimmer goes behind my regular paper trimmer, so I have to like pull it out to put it all back. So now, I guess we can do purple for the background. And actually, it does make sense because, wait, is purple in, no, wait, hold on. I'm like, color wheel, please. Yes, purple is across from yellow. I was like, wait, isn't it orange? No, that's with blue. Okay. So yeah, since they're opposites attract. Okay, I'm Paul Abdul, guys. That's Paul Abdul, right? Okay. So let's go with, I'm just like looking at my purples. Let's go with, of course they're like also directly behind where my camera is. So like, I'm just gonna slide you all over to the side very slowly, really quick. Now we can slide you back. Okay, no accidents today. So I think we're gonna go in with Sweet 16, Pixie Dust, and Grape Crush. So these are all from Catherine Pooler, as you can tell, and we're gonna do that, I think. But actually, you know what? I wanna almost do like a text background, but I don't have white pigment ink, which is crazy, I know. I've been doing this how long and don't have white pigment ink? So let's emboss this in white. So yeah, I have this stamp set from Simon Hurley. It's called Typewriter. So we're gonna pull this out. And you know what? All hopes of staying organized are going to go to die because I'm just gonna throw this flower stamp. Gotta clean it though. Should have done that before. Yeah, I do have to probably add that to Santa's list. Okay. So, since this is a cling, or what should I call it, red rubber stamp, we're not going to do this like you normally would. But we're also going to do this kind of different. So the way we're going to do this is we are going to plop, you can't see what I'm doing. So we're going to put our stamp in the bottom corner, and then we're going to pick it up. Now, this is where any stamping you've ever seen is going to be different. The reason we're doing this is because we want to get the text straight. If the text isn't straight, it will look weird. So we're going to line it up on here first. And then, actually, I lied. We need to anti-static this up real quick. I lied. I'm a liar. Liar, liar, world's on fire. What you gonna do when it all burns down? Sorry, Dolly Parton over here. Okay. I'm using like probably way too much anti-static, but it's fine. Okay, there we go. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in our MISTI. And like I was saying, we're doing it like this, putting the paper right on here, because it's much easier to ensure the text is gonna be straight this way than like a different way. Or as close to being straight as we can get. Might not be perfect, but it'll be okay. It'll be good enough. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take a little bit of tape. Well, that's a lot of bit of tape, but it's fine. I'll do like 2 things of it, I guess. Oh, gonna stick to yours. There we go. We'll do one up here. And then we'll do one at the bottom, because we're gonna close the back of the MISTI onto the top of the MISTI, if that makes sense. We're gonna close the base part onto the door. Let me just make sure this is still aligned. Looking good to me. So we're gonna very slowly, so the paper doesn't really shift. Hold on. Ah, oh my gosh. Of course this would happen live. Okay, so now we can just slowly and gently close that. Press it down so that tape attaches, and then bam. Now we, okay, we just almost ended that thing. Everything almost just came crashing down. And now we can just stamp on this. So let me grab some ink. So we have some Wow embossing ink here. And we're just gonna stamp in white. Or we could do clear, it doesn't really matter. So just inking this up. And now we can close this door down and stamp it. And that looks basically perfect, if not perfect. I do just want to go in one more time. I don't really think we need to, but just in case. I'd rather be safer than sorry. And same thing. Press. Give your MISTI a little CPR, and then we'll unfold it. Not unfold. Open the door again. But as you can see, that text looks great on there. Well, as you can almost see. And now we are going to add our embossing powder. So I have a coffee filter here, and I'm gonna put the MISTI off to the side for a moment and put our cap on our embossing ink, because we just don't need to dip our hands in it by mistake. And let me find a white. Okay. I have some white embossing powder here. The only reason I'm not using Wow embossing powder is because I don't have white super fine, and I want this to be super fine. Or I want it to be fine. So that's the only reason I'm not using Wow. Otherwise, I would be using Wow. Okay. That looks pretty good there. So I'm just putting that off to the side for a moment, and we can pour all this embossing powder back into the jar. Okay. So now we are going to heat up this. Ooh, I almost put the jar in and the cap was not on fully, and that could have ended badly. So now we can just heat this all up. So I'm going to go in with my heat gun. If you don't want to hear the heat gun, I suggest muting the volume or turning the volume down. And then once the heat gun goes off screen, it'll be ready to go. So it's going on now. Ah. Okay, so there we go. That is all heated up. And honestly, that took a lot less time than I thought it was going to. So, yeah. Okay, so now it is time for us to ink blend. So we're going to go in with that Sweet 16 first. And we're just going to very kind of just go around the edges, just add a little bit of ink and try to get it towards the center. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's going to be multiple layers, so honestly, this is kind of just like to coat the whole thing in some purple ink first, and then we'll get like actual ink blending with multiple colors. Okay, fairly messy, but it gets the job done. Now we're going to go in with some pixie dust, and yes, I know, I did take a little nibble out of the ink pad, so I apologize. And now we're just going to lightly go around these edges again. We're not going to go over the whole thing, but we'll go still like fairly pretty far in towards the center, because this is like our mid-tone, so it should be like the most. Just do this side. And now one more side. Actually, I think the bottom needs to be like a little bit darker. Okay, now we can do this side. Oh, I appear to have smudged that at some point. Oops. Oh well. Okay, I'm liking how this is turning out. So now we're just gonna go in with our final color, which is Grape Crush. Now, this is very dark, so we're not gonna do that much in Grape Crush. We'll just go like lightly around the edges, and we'll start in the corner. Also, I have to ask, what is your favorite kind of stamp set? So obviously, if you don't know, mine is Florals. I'm Floral everything. If I had a brand, it would be Florals. So yeah, mine's definitely Florals, but what are yours? What are your guys' favorite stamp set? So now I'm just going to go around the edge very lightly with any residual ink left on the edge of the Purple Crush and Pixie Dust, just to soften the blend there. Actually, I think I'm going to go around the edges just one more time, like the very edge, just to darken them up slightly more. Ooh, okay. Carol's in agreement with me. We love that. So yeah, florals I think are supreme, the supreme stamp. But you know, other ones are okay too. And now once again, we're just like kind of making that blend softer into the center. Okay, there we go. So I think we're just about finished for that background. And yeah, I don't have that many background stamps, honestly. I have one bin. It's like almost full, but not full yet. You do love a scene card, Caitlin. You do love a good scene card. Okay, wiping up the ink. Now I just need to go over this quickly with this little towel to try to get any ink that's on the embossed area. We probably won't get all of it, so it might be a little like lavendery, but you know what? That's okay. But I think we're getting most of it up. So there we go. I'm just like, okay. So now we are going to, actually I should probably take this out of my Misty so I can use it for the sentiment. That would be a good idea now, wouldn't it? So we are just going to spray down our stamp here with a little bit of water so we can wipe it off. Well, if you want to start scene building more, Caitlin would be, she has amazing videos where she just makes like scenes with different like people stamps. There's like fairies. She's done a bunch. I think she recently did like a dragon one from Sweet November stamps. So make sure you check that out. Because yeah, Caitlin does amazing scenes. And amazing cards in general, not just scenes. She makes wonderful Christmas cards. Okay, so I'm also just going to put this away if I can find the sheet that goes on top of it. Now, where did it go? Oh, it's right here, right in front of me. It's just because it's clear. Yeah, definitely check out Caitlin. She is amazing. See, we're just all in agreement. Caitlin is amazing, so we love that. Okay. So we have our flower. We have our background. And this is going to be like bigger than the background, which I'm totally fine with. I do just want to go around the edge, and I think I did this also. I'm just going to go around the edge and like kind of push up the edge slightly and like distress it almost a little. Not quite, but kind of. Let's just hope we don't slice the finger open. First, we were worried about me poking myself with the pin from the glue. Now, hey, could slice the finger open, but you know what? Oh well. It's all worth it for a card. Okay, there we go. So our edges are now just like the tiniest bit more distressed, which we love. So now I'm like trying to, where's the stamp set? Hold on. Okay, I'm like looking at this, trying to decide which sentiment stamp to do, but I know I said I was going to wait to die cut it out until I could die cut out the sentiment too, but I think I would rather like finish that card without a sentiment not finish it, but like get the exact layout I want with the flower on there, and then pick the sentiment based off that to see what would fit. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So I have the coordinating dies, and just gonna pull these bad boys out so we can get the big flower. Now we can plop this in the center and grab a little tape. Yes, we are reusing tape, so yay for us. It's the same tape we used for the background. Okay, I think this is about good? Question mark? We're just gonna go for it. I think it's good enough. We'll put one up there, and then we'll put like one down here. Okay. Now we have our big shot right here. And we'll just die cut this out. Hi, Jonna. Hello. Okay. Ooh, that one's like actually really stuck. Hold on. Oh. Okay, there we go. Yay. Okay, floral done. So now let me just, hold on. Sorry, I'm just taking the tape off of my die. Okay. Let me do this, and then like also, as I'm like recycling the piece of paper, we will also just like dump all the excess off there. Okay. Ooh, yay, Caitlin, you opened it finally. It's only been, what, a week? Yeah, I don't, like I said, I'm not like super Halloween-y, but that Spellbinders Craftoween box did look great. Okay. So, I think this is about how we're gonna do it. Just about like this. And I'm not gonna pop up the flower because we are gonna pop up the thing on, we're gonna pop up the whole thing on foam tape. So I don't want there to be like 2 layers of foam tape because that could get a little too high for us. So we're not gonna do that. But I think this is how we're gonna do it. And now, I love this thank you stamp, but I don't think this is like the right time. Well, no. Maybe I should, hold on. Our friendship is magic. I know my grandma, my grandma is probably watching this live stream. If I put a stamp down here, she'll probably like start yelling at me so I can hear it and saying no. So I feel like I should put it here. If a stamp set is not perfect, if a sentiment is not perfectly centered, my grandma does not like it most of the time. So we should put it here. No, we won't. I'm just like looking at these because I think a lot of these are nice, but I'm not sure if I want to use them or which one I want to use. Also, you guys can barely see these. I'm sorry. Well, I need to kind of see it clear though to imagine where we're going to do on here. So if you have any suggestions for the sentiment, please tell me. I'm like, I just don't know what to do. Which one? You know what? Well, I don't really need a thank you card though. I'm just thinking, sorry. You know, I'm gonna do our friendship is magic, and I'm gonna put it right down here, and I'm gonna slightly tilt that more, because that way, I think there'll be a little bit more room down there, and it will look a little better. And my grandma, I guarantee you, is probably yelling in the other room at me. Well, hold on. No. The other way is better. So that works. So we're gonna glue this down. Just getting glue all over because we want it to stay stuck, especially since like the background's embossed, so it's gonna have like less places to stick. So we want to get a decent amount of glue down, so make sure it actually like stays down. Because, you know, we want our card to stay together. That is a good thing. Okay, now I said I was gonna do it like this, I think. So we'll come in here and ba-ba-boom. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Hi, Denise. Oh, I'm happy you like the colors. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do our friendship is magic right down there. If these would stay stuck. So we're gonna do all this glue and then all the glue isn't working, so we should have done more glue, but whatever. Okay. So now we can just take, I think we can probably just use a scrap piece of paper, so we can use one of the ones we used to try to protect the ink blending area, or the areas from extra ink when we were doing the flowers. So we're gonna go with this Our Friendship is Magic stamp. And, oh, I forgot, all my acrylic blocks are on my desk from last night's live stream still. So I don't know if I've used this sentiment, so I'm just gonna quickly like rub it down, because sometimes there's like it just stamps better sometimes when you rub it before you stamp the first time. So we're gonna ink this up in some VersaFine Claire Nocturne. I don't know if I think it's Nocturne. And then we're just gonna stamp this. That sentiment is not on there, right? Hold on. It's like bent. Oopsies. Okay, let me... The struggle is real, folks. The struggle... I am on the struggle bus today. Struggle bus is pulling into Boston. Can I use the other side? No, hold on. We're going to take a different piece of scrap paper that we also used to block the ink from going everywhere. All aboard the struggle bus. There we go. Hello. Hi. Hi, Helen. I know it's early morning your time, so thank you for joining us. Okay. Now we play the absolute wonderful game of figuring out which die is which. We're gonna go with this. No, I don't think it's this one. Is it that one? No. Oh, this is a fun game. Fun. No, that one's... No, it's not that one. I think there's a die. Wait, which one is it? Oh my gosh. This is... Ah. There has to be one, right? Is there not? None of these look like they fit. Hi, Cordelia. Oh my gosh. Wait. I'm like confused. I know it's not that one. I don't think it's this one. Oh, it is this one. I'm dumb. Never mind. It's that one. Yep. It was that one. So it was this one down here at the very bottom. Or on the side, kind of. I don't know. And guess what? We're going to reuse this tape for a third time because we are. So we're going to just try to get this in the center here. And now we'll pull out the die cutting machine again. And like I said, apologies for like not being able to fully see the die cutting machine, but I promise you, you're not missing anything. And back to the floor the die cutting machine goes. Okay. So peel back this tape slowly so we don't rip anything. And there we go. Our friendship is magic. So yeah, I think we can put this right down here, and it looks nice. Or we could go crazy. We could go crazy, people. I'm not. I'm joking. Or am I? Am I joking? No. We'll put it down here. Okay. I don't know if I think my grandma's not going to like this, but you know what? It is okay. We'll show her and see after. We should take bets. Do we think she's going to like the sentiment placement? Yes or no? My personal opinion is that she won't. She doesn't know how to use the chat, I don't think, but she probably is watching the chat. We should teach her how to use the chat. Okay, so that's just bam. We could add embellishments, but I don't really think it needs them. So we're not going to. And now, I think we can just put this on some... Should we just... Hold on. Oof. Very last card base. That's great. Do we just put it like this, or do we put it on a piece of color cardstock? What do we think? Should we just do it like this or on a piece of color cardstock? I honestly don't know. I'm like debating in my head if it would look better on white or on like a color. And also the reason I wait like this is just because like I have to wait for the chat. So what do you guys think? I'm just like unsure of what I want to do now. So I'm gonna, while I wait for a response, I'm just gonna put these back on here because we're gonna be responsible on this live stream. Okay, Carol likes the white. Cordelia says the white. Caitlin says white. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. I guess we can do white. Hold on. I'm not, okay, everyone's going white, so we'll do white. I'm just gonna, this is stupid, but I'm gonna do it on, put a card front on here for the sole reason of I like this tone of white better than that tone of white. I think it will look better. Yeah, I like that much better. This one's a little bit warmer and this one's a little cooler. So we're gonna glue this down first and then we'll pop that up with some foam tape. So just gluing it down. Let me pop this on the card base. And there we go. There is our finished card. It has such a beautiful card front. I'm joking. So we still have to add the actual card front to it. But like, what if like this is like our artistic expression? It's blank. And like we can put it in a museum. We can like make millions of dollars. And if we all split it, we'll still get a decent amount. And we can say it's like modern art. What about that? What do we think? Might work. Might just work. Okay, now I'm gonna struggle. Because we have to do foam tape, which, ooh, foam tape's scary. Also, so my grandma's friend Lois, she's also a crafter, and she's given me a ton of supplies throughout my time crafting. And I thought I was gonna be out of foam tape, but I had forgotten that she gave me a bunch. So Lois, if you're watching, I don't know if you are, but if you ever see this, thank you so much, again, for the foam tape and all the other stuff. It's funny when it is, yeah, she is really kind. Whenever she makes like my grandma a card, when she's like given her a card before, I'm like explaining to my grandma like everything she's done when it was like a inlay cover plate die. I'm like, oh my god, she spent so much time on this inlaying all those pieces. So I'm like making her appreciate all the work that went into it. Okay, so now I just want to press these down so they're like actually stuck. And then we can peel all this release paper off. I have like no nails, so this might take a second. Hold on. There we go. Let me try from this side. There we go. Okay, we're almost there. Now, everyone, I need the luck now. So we're gonna start crossing our fingers, crossing our eyes, crossing everything, because we have to put it on a card base. And I know I could put liquid glue on the back. I know I could put a glue stick on the back, but the reason I don't is because on one of my lives years ago, I did it, but I had put a glue stick on there to like make it repositionable, but I didn't take off the release tape or release paper. So I put it on, and then after the live stream, the card fell apart. I'm like, what if I accidentally did that and mailed the card to someone? So I was like, no, I can never do that again. Okay. Everyone, hold your breath, hold your breath. Bam. There we go. Okay. Whew. Okay, we did it. We did it. We did it. I love how this card came out. Should we be shocked? It's florals, so I mean, like, of course. Of course I like it. But, yeah. Okay. It's done. Yay. So, yeah, I'm really liking how this card came out. So, I think we're done. I don't really think there's anything else we need to add. Yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really hope you enjoyed this live stream. And I am so excited to be back every Friday night at 8:30 Eastern time doing these again, because honestly, I did really miss it. It was always fun, but when I was seeing how like bad the quality was, I started to feel like really bad. And I was like, oh, we shouldn't be doing these anymore. But yeah, so now we can again, which is exciting. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Cordelia. Thank you, Carol. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night. We're not going to give this one away. We'll give it away some nights, but tonight is not the night for that because we did one yesterday. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much, Helen. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. Hopefully you get to get crafty and maybe have some crafting fun. Maybe make some Christmas cards, Caitlin. I don't know. No, she's playing with Halloween stuff. It's fine. Yeah. Bye, everyone, and happy crafting. Bye, Caitlin. Bye. Bye, guys.